Hello to all my idols out there. My name is EJ and welcome to my channel. In this video, we have a lot to kiki about. There is a finale of a television show that I did not think I would like as much as I did. Holy smokes, we are at the last episode of The Idol, Season 1, Episode 5. We are going to be dishing about Jocelyn Forever. I don't know if it's the edible I had maybe consumed before watching this, or if the episode was just as strong as it really is, but holy smokes, I enjoyed this quite a bit. Is it perfect? No. Oh my goodness. This whole episode felt like it was on fast forward. Like fast forward the last 3 episodes of the show. This show needed a bit more time to breathe. And that's a weird two-headed thing because I do like, these limited series. I like that it's like quick in and out. I don't have to spend 10 weeks watching a show. But at the same time, this show could have been either paced a bit better in the individual episodes, or it could have used maybe about 2 more episodes just to fully tell the story that was here. There was a lot to say. This whole last episode felt like at least 2 episodes worth of content. The quick breakup of Jocelyn and Tedros to her kind of more commanding, dominant position at the end of this, how badass she was while still letting him kind of just grovel and beg for her. It was awesome, it was cool, but it almost felt unearned because we got there way too fast. I'm pretty torn on it because I like what happened, but I think the show just kind of went by a bit too fast for what needed to be. Like, there were so many great scenes in this episode. Hank Azaria, 2 times in this episode, blew me away. We'll talk about that when I get into the recap section. Oh, look, I'm just that frazzled. I am really happy with the show. I want there to be a season 2. There is some kind of finality to this. Jocelyn did what she wanted. She went against her label at all times, got her music, and still got the man that she loves. I know that last little line where she was just like, I own you, basically, like, you're mine forever. It felt so powerful. It felt like the first time she was the abuser, and maybe that's not a great cycle for her to get herself into. I don't know, it's complex feelings, but I liked it. I was enthralled by this whole episode. I mean, poor Leia, she got the bitter end of this stick, and if she had a season 2, I hope she comes back and, like, blackmails the hell out of Jocelyn, giving me like a Scream plot where she's like killing everybody because she needs her revenge. Like, truly, there is a lot to be done here, but that's what I like about this show. As much as there is some flaws, Weeknd's acting is always all over the place. I still think his character's fun, but he's a bit of a mess. There is the flaws here, but I think what's here is strong. It gives me feelings. I can kind of fantasy, like, book things and be like, oh, how would I want this to play? How would I want this? So again, it's not perfect, but I enjoyed the ride. For a finale, for a series and or season finale, it wrapped things up as tight as it can. Quickly, a little bit too fast, but fine, it wrapped it up. I'm satisfied with where we're at. But what happened? What was all the juicy details? And oh boy, Eli Roth got a lap dance from Lily-Rose Depp. Holy smokes, let's get into the recap section. You would think I would stop trying to say the word section. Anyways, it's a mess tonight over here. But anyways, the episode begins and Jocelyn's making a boppity bop bop bop. Still, forever and always, the Lily-Rose Depp songs are really fun. One of Your Girls, she's making with Mike Dean. She's performing. She's feeling very confident and strong. And Tedros is the opposite of that. He's a hot, sweaty mess. That rat tail is now like a damn, like, raccoon, or I don't know what it is. It is a mess. Like, it is horrible. He's a mess, but I also liked seeing his downfall. Felt it was a little too quick, a little too unearned, but she's done with him. She's tired of him. She's learned what he was doing with Diane. She exposes all of his shit in front of everyone. We kind of figure out, again, he is a loser. There's so much about, like, how the women have been exploited in the show. And I will say, again, Lily-Rose Depp's ass was in scenes in this episode that I did not need to see her booty cheeks. But at the same time, they've really made Tedros such a pathetic character. They have doubled down each and every time that he's not great. And we see it a lot with how Jocelyn treats him this whole episode. She's treating everybody horribly except for herself, but I don't know, there's a part of me that goes, girl, be greedy. Like, own this. You deserve this. You have a great team around you. Should she have respected Leia more? Should she have cared about the Rob news to maybe do something? There's a lot of complex stuff with her character, but at the same time, I love a selfish girl who says, you know what, it's time for me. Because as someone who myself personally gives a lot, And when people aren't giving you anything to take, sometimes you got to take it yourself, and that's where Jocelyn is with Tedros, with everybody here. She's in a weird state, but she's getting in a frantic mess when all of a sudden all the corporate executive people like all have to come for a meeting. Holy hell, how will she present her act, what she's gonna do? It's a pretty good scene, honestly. The meeting part of this, where it's all like little mini concert, the best part of any Idol episode ever. Jocelyn is full Nomi Malone, like Elizabeth Berkley in Showgirls in this episode. When she says, "You served your purpose," I was so like, oh my god, can Lily-Rose Depp step on me? Like, am I into that? Am I like a submissive for this woman? It's crazy. She's in a really interesting spot. She's really strong. There's a lot of stuff going on. We're seeing like Xander's working under Tedros, doing real shady stuff, trying to get his little spot in this concert. They like blackmail Rob, the guy that, Jocelyn slept with last week, blackmailed him. That's such a throwaway thing. Leia's really pissed, trying to get her voice heard over and over again because she feels bad for this. She's like the only pure good person in the scenario. That's why she should leave. Honestly, like, this show does not have room for good people. Everyone needs to be dirty. Everyone needs to be scummy to survive in the world of the Idol. Like, even Diane at the end, oh my god, I'll just talk about Diane now. Jocelyn ends up winning everybody back and Diane gets kicked to the curb and she's like, it was Jocelyn, wasn't it? I'm like, girl, you tried to steal her record deal and tried to hook up with what? And it's a dirty game. You play dirty, everyone else play dirty with you. That's how it is. So people like Leia don't belong here. But who needs to belong here is Jocelyn and her damn team. She's basically stealing this idea away from Tedros. Like, the whole cult is now her cult. And I like that. Again, would have loved to see a whole episode in between last episode and this episode where she's starting to kind of pull everyone under her, like, gravitational pull. But they should all be smart. She's the one with the money. She's the one with the power. She's the one with the talent. You should have been under her cult, not Tedros's. And she's doing her show. Everyone does their little performances. Chloe sings. Isaac performs. That one other girl who, they were like, oh my god, you're going to open up too. And I'm like, has she done anything? Who is she? Anyways, like, I don't know. Xander performs. And I'm like, oh yeah, Troye Sivan has a great voice. And then Jocelyn's musical number where she is just, oh my god. She is giving me life with her performance and seducing Eli Roth. Not really, but yeah, like Eli Roth, this whole thing was just like talking to like Nikki and was just like, what the hell's going on? Like, Chaim and Destiny are in their own corner doing a scheme. Like, Tedros and Nikki, after they fight and he calls her like some harsh ass words, they start connecting. But honestly, right before Jocelyn performs, that's when she tells Chaim he needs to go. Chaim's speech to Tedros the first time when he's just like telling him the story about the wolf and the huntsman and terrifying, scary. Hank Azaria was so good. And then later on when he's like, here's option 1, here's option 2. Whew, we'll get into Tedros at the end of the 6 week later time jump. But again, Jocelyn's performance, hot. I really liked this whole meeting scene. There was so many fun things. We saw the producers in the back laughing at everybody. We saw the corporate world meet with the cult. All the stuff was playing together. The cinematography throughout this episode was strong. This was really well edited, well directed. This was like the strongest set piece in the entire show. Well, maybe the dinner scene from a couple episodes ago was probably these two fight for the best scenes because it had everything I needed. All the pieces were playing together. It was great. Like, Jocelyn gets her tour back. Everything's good. Or is it? Surprisingly, it is, kind of. The ending of this episode is strange. We have our 6 weeks later time jump, and Tedros' life is in shambles. He's been exposed. All the corporate people are like, la la la, look what we've done. This is all great. Jocelyn's getting ready to have her big stadium tour. It's a lot of prep for this. A lot of great shots of her in the stadium. Again, great cinematography. I think they were in like SoFi Stadium or some really nice stadium. This looked really, really good. Tedros actually shows up to the thing. He has a ticket under his real name. It seems like Jocelyn has invited him to the show, and I really like the moment where Destiny's just like, unfortunately, you're going to be here. She seems to know what's always going on. I like what was it, Chaim, Eli Roth's character, Alexander, or whatever his name is, and Nikki were all shook that it was here, but Destiny knows, and she's like, lets him know, I will ruin everything if you ruin this again. You should know your place. You were the puppy dog to this baddie. Be the puppy dog, bark bark. And it seems like Tedros knows his spot. Or does he? Like, what's going to go on with the Tedros and all that? There's a lot to be done here. But Jocelyn seems to have her spot at the concert. Lets Tedros have welcome to the show. She looks at him and says, I own you forever. And I'm like, she's so evil, she's so bitchy, she's so strong. I loved it. And then the episode ends, like a cute little montage of like, oh, all the stuff, the great moments behind the scenes. And I'm like, but more? Fine, satisfying ending. This ending confused me. I like it. Again, I like where Jocelyn's character went throughout this whole episode, but was it earned? What do I feel? This episode got me. I liked it, but whoa, this ending gave me like, was it a fantasy? Was it all a dream? Did Tedros kill her in episode 3? Like, yo, truly, what the hell happened? Whoa, I wanted more answers, but overall, I liked it. Well, everyone, the journey of the Idol is over. Thank you so much for joining me for these videos. I had a really good time over these last 5 weeks talking about this wild, weird show with the Weeknd that was too many W's, but look, it was fun. It's not perfect. It's a little messy. It's a little exploitative, but everyone got exploited. Like, Isaac's character was naked every episode. Come on, this show was trashy, trash, but I need a soap opera. I need a fun, like, ooh, this was the fun thing I had each week, even if it was like a couple of people watching, just spilling tea about this show that had all the tea to spill. What did you guys think of this episode? What did you think of the Idol overall? Will you watch a season 2? Will you watch it now that I've reviewed it all? What's your feelings? Share your thoughts down in the comments below. Subscribe to my channel because I will be talking about more. I'm going to be taking a break for like the last 5 months. I've done a review every single week. I might take a break for a week or two and find a new show. We'll talk about that soon. But again, thank you guys for joining me. Subscribe, thumbs up, comment, all that jazz. And let's talk about the Idol, the Weeknd, and some TV shows right down below.